Hi, I'm Dustin Deaton. I'm with Stotz Equipment Technical Support Group. I'm here today to talk about the John Deere W260R Swather with an R500 head. In today's video, we're going to focus on maintenance points, grease points, safety, comfort, and cab controls. We're also going to talk about how to make adjustments to the machine based on field conditions. Anytime we're working on the machine, we want to make sure that we kill the battery disconnect switch, which is located right back here. This is our safety lever for our header. This is in the unlocked position, so the header can raise and lower. Anytime we're going to be checking or doing any work on the header, we want to make sure to bring it over here. It locks out the header so it can't drop on you. We're going to start here with our diesel tank. This is where our diesel fuel goes. And pull it off, fill it, or twist the lock and pull down. This is where our DEF tank is for our DEF fluid for the after treatment system. Come back to our engine compartment. This is where our engine oil level is. It's got a dipstick. You can pull it out. Check our oil level within the 3 dots. This is our engine oil filter. This is our pre-filter, which is our water separator for the fuel, and then our secondary fuel filter. This is where you can connect jumper cables to jump start the machine if you need to, negative and the positive, with rubber caps to protect them. This is a tool box that comes with every machine. Stores a few tools, some extra knives. We're going to cover some grease points on the rear steer system every 50 hours or once a week. On the steering knuckles, also here on the shaft and the kingpin. There's also one right here for the wheel hub on each side of the machine. Also on the steering system, we have some grease certs here. We ask that you do not over grease these certs. Too much grease will cause steering problems. Just one to 2 pumps once a week is all we need to put there. There's another grease point here underneath the machine. We want to get that every 50 hours or once a week. Over here on the right hand side of our header, we have a door that we can lift up. Inside here we have a couple of belts. We just need to check them, make sure we don't have any nicks or burrs on them. Make sure we have good tension. Below our belts we also have 2 grease points with the arrows pointing at them. That's once every 50 hours, once a week as well. On our header, if we lift up the door to where our cutter bar is, we have these turtles. Each turtle has a set of knives on each side. We have counterclockwise and clockwise knives. They rotate. The main thing I wanted to point out is we have grease certs on our drive line here. If you look in here, these grease certs need to be greased every 10 hours, so once a day. On the left hand side of our header, we have another access panel that we can raise up. Inside this area we have 2 drive lines, another set of belts, and some more grease certs. Under this area we have several grease certs we want to hit daily, once every day or every 10 hours. On our yokes, our drive shafts, the other side, each one of them. We also have these grease certs up here. Again, that's once every 50 hours, once a week. We want to check the tension of our belts, make sure we don't have any nicks that might cause them to snap. This belt here as well. Make sure there's no cuts or nicks in that belt. Underneath the machine on both the right and left hand side, this is our skid plate. You'll notice it has adjustment holes. Each one of these holes is for different style of crop. In your operator's manual, it'll explain to you which is the best position for the crop you're cutting. This being position 1, position 2, and position 3. We've placed this machine in position 3 because we're going to cut some rye today. This is our engine air filter. Once a day we want to squeeze this to allow any excess dirt that'll pile up inside the canister. And then we can also remove it if we need to blow it out. This is our primary air filter. This is our secondary air filter. There's no need to pull this one out. If it gets dirty, we need to replace it. This one can be blown out. If you look above the air filter canister, up in there is our coolant surge tank. And up on the tank it'll have marks on it for max and minimum. At the top of the platform, before you reach the cab, there's this little door here. By pushing there, you can lift up. There's another shot of our coolant surge tank. This is where we would add engine coolant. You'll notice it has the cap here, is where you'll look at it. You'll notice on the side of the tank we have two marks. One is down where my finger is and up near my thumb. We want it to be in between the two marks with our coolant level. Another one that is hard to see is behind the cab, in front of the engine compartment, you'll see our hydraulic oil level indicator. We want this level to be within a 1/2 inch of this full mark here. Right above it is our cap to where we'd add hydraulic oil if needed. From inside the cab, there is a seat belt. You want to make sure you're strapped in. We've got stirrups for your feet. There's a lever at the bottom that tilts the whole steering wheel, and then a lever underneath to angle it down towards where you'd like it. You want to place one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the lever. Starting with the multi-function handle, this lever controls our forward and reverse direction as well as speed. If you pull it over here into neutral, the further you push it forward, the faster forward the machine will go. You can pull it back to neutral and the back towards you. In the reverse direction, the further you pull it back, the faster the machine will go in reverse. On the multi-function handle, we have several buttons here. This one here will be the raise header. This will be the lower header. This will be to tilt the header forward. This will be to tilt the header back. The 1, 2, 3 is going to be preset heights, and this will be an automatic header down. If we come over to here, we have our PTO switch, which will engage our header. By pushing down and pushing forward, it will engage the header on, pulling back to turn the header off. Over here we have our quick buttons. Our first quick button is our header float. You'll notice we have the left, average, and the right hand side. We can adjust our float by turning the dial. We can go from the left to the average and to the right hand side. The next one down is going to be our forming shields, which is going to control the width of our windrow. By pushing this button, we can adjust wider and narrower. This button here is our swath board actuator. By pushing it, you'll notice it's a 5. It's going to bring our swath board down and make our windrow wider as well. This button here is going to adjust our roll gap. By bringing it down to a lower number, it's going to make a tighter crimp. We want a lower number for alfalfa. We want a higher number for sorghum and rye. You'll notice here is our park brake. By pushing the park brake, it'll release the park brake. Range 1 is our speed for range 1, and range 2 would be our higher range speed. Over here we have our engine RPM. Over here we have the buttons to control our HVAC system. This would be our fan decrease and increase, our temperature increase and decrease. Over here we have our controls for our stereo. Starting at the very left side would be the volume increase and decrease, and to change the radio stations. At the bottom row is going to be our beacon warning light, going to be our field lights and road lights, our hazard lights. Up here is our stereo system, where you can control the stereo and turn it up as well as down here. Next to it is our electric mirrors. We can control the left and the right hand side mirror, and then our window defrost. For your comfort, these louvers can be closed, opened. We can also rotate them to get them in the direction you want for your comfort. Underneath the passenger seat is a beverage cooler. On our seat we have several adjustments. We have our height switch, which has a compressor that'll increase an airbag to raise the height. And then down here we have our bolster adjustment and our lumbar. On the back window we do have a sunshade that is adjustable, as well as the front. If there's ever any questions about the maintenance or adjustments on this machine, the operator's manual is located behind the driver's seat. I'm going to cover the speed range. Range 1 is for field when you're cutting. Range 2 is for highway only. And anytime when you're on the highway, you want to make sure you have the hazards on the pavement. This is a good example of too low a disc speed. We need to turn our disc speed up faster. We're leaving too much crop on the ground. Our header tilt controls our length of cut. You can see our header's tilted back too far, so we need to tilt it forward to get our cut down. We like to see it around 3 inches. First, I'm going to cover how to adjust our disc speed down or up, depending on what we need to do. This button right here is going to turn our disc speed to a lower RPM. It'll go down all the way to 1700 RPM, or we can turn it up. Max is about 2650 RPM. Now to adjust our header tilt, which is going to control our length of cut, that's going to be these buttons here. Pushing the rocker switch forward and up is going to decrease and put it at a steeper angle of 99%. To roll the header back, which is going to make the length of cut longer, which would be incorrect, you'll notice it's dropping to 55%. This is an example of our header tilt rolled back too far and creating too long of a length of cut. We actually want to tilt our header down and be running right about 80 to 85%. To adjust our header flotation, we can push the menu button, we can push the header button. On the average will be the two together, or we can adjust the left and right independently. If we click on the average, by decreasing, it's going to be decreasing both the left and the right, or increasing. Today in this field, 1200 PSI seems to be feeling just about right. We changed our knife speed and turned it up to a higher RPM. This is an example at 2650 RPM, and you can see our cut quality is much better. We have a shorter length of cut, which is what we want. Thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, please refer to your operator's manual, or you can leave a message at the bottom of this video. And please never hesitate to call your local Stotz equipment.